Welcome back, everybody. Our first guest tonight is an Emmy-nominated actress you know from her work in The White Lotus, Parks and Recreation, and Ingrid Goes West. You can currently see her in Agatha All Along on Disney+, and in the new movie My Old Ass, which is in theaters now. She's also starring in Francis Ford Coppola's new film Megalopolis, which is in theaters and IMAX now. Please, also, real quick, she also just had knee surgery, so I'm gonna help her over here. Please welcome back to the show, my very good friend, Aubrey Plaza, everybody.
I'm all right.
I'm so happy to see you. This is a really good time of year to see Aubrey Plaza.
Oh, thank you so much.
Because you've said before on this show, you kind of thrive with Halloween.
I do. I do.
A few years ago, you had The Legend of the Christmas Witch, a beautiful
yes.
children's story.
Thank you.
And you came out as a full witch.
Did I? Oh.
It's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
It's the most like a witch anyone has ever appeared on this show.
Sure. Yes, I did. I like, I don't know.
You're not going to miss an opportunity to witch out.
No. I feel like that's like my true self. But then every other time they may, they
Gotcha.
say, no,
this is the least costume you wear.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
it's also a very wonderful conclusion to your sort of witch love that you ended up in the fantastic Agatha All Along.
I know, Agatha All Along. It's like I've been manifesting this for like a really long time. It's like. Again, it's like it's all happening, just like it should.
And Catherine Hahn, who you worked with on Parks and Rec, that's obviously fantastic. But then you kind of fell into the jackpot that I think every actor would like to fall into, which is you had a really good roommate, which was Patti LuPone.
I did.
You lived with Patti LuPone.
I did. I lived with Patti LuPone.
And I heard she has bragged to me, and she's also bragged publicly that she was helping. She was like instrumental in helping you learn what life on the stage was because you were doing a play at the time.
Yes, so Patti and I were shooting Agatha All Along and we became very quick friends. And I asked her, like, should I do this play? Because I'd never done a play before. And she was like, yes, darling, you will do the play and you will live with me. And give me your contract. Let me, you do everything I say. And I was like, yes, mother. And so I did exactly that. And she, I lived with her for months. And she dressed me and she...
made you soup.
She made me soup. In fact, every morning I would come out and there would be a different piece of raw meat thawing on the counter.
Really?
What is it today? And then one time I came out and she was carving a turkey. And
Not Thanksgiving.
No.
Okay.
And she said, doll, I have to leave town for a few gigs, but I'm gonna carve this turkey and put it in the fridge, and I want you to make sandwiches out of it. Every day, sandwiches out of this turkey. And I was like, whatever you want. So.
I never thought of it, but maybe the scariest thing to see someone do is carve a turkey not on Thanksgiving.
I know, in her underwear, and I know.
But now this is all very caring, but also she was worried that she had maybe killed you.
Oh, yes, she almost killed me, yeah.
How did she almost kill you? Because that seems like a thing that doesn't accidentally happen.
I know. Well, it was a long story, but basically I was really sick, and she said, you have to see my special nurse. His name is Joe. He comes at night. And I said, okay. And she said, listen, darling, I have to go perform at the City Ballet Gala, but Joe is gonna come at 10:30 p.m. and he's gonna hook you up to the machine, and you're gonna get all the things that I get, and they're gonna perk you right up, and I'll be back, after the gala. And so I said, okay.
I almost feel like her gala is like, I have to go get what's called an alibi.
Yeah. Yes.
I have to go be seen by public people.
Yes. Exactly. Take one picture and come back to the scene of the crime. And and so it was an IV nurse, not a whatever, but and I said, okay. And so he came and he, hooked me up and he said, I'm just gonna give you some vitamins and things like that. And then right before Patti came back, he said, now do you want what Patti gets, to help you sleep? And I said, sure, give me the Patti special, whatever that is. And so he went, okay. And so gave me that, and then right as I was, it was Benadryl, and I found out. I thought it was going to be more like a children's Benadryl, a little like groggy. But when you get Benadryl just injected intravenously, it's really like it was like a horse tranquilizer for me. And she walked in when I was just mid tranquilizer, and I couldn't talk. I was going, yeah. And she was dripping in diamonds, and she was like, "Oh, darling, no!" And she came. I swear to God, this really did happen. And she went, "I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make you a piece of English muffin with peanut butter." And I couldn't speak, and I was like, huh. I was having cold sweats, and I was cold, and then I was hot, and I kept going, "Joe, am I all right? Am I gonna make it?" And he was like, "No, you're gonna be fine." And then she started trying to shove an English muffin in my mouth, with peanut butter, and I'm like, "Ah," and she was like, "Get it in, get it in." And then finally I came to, and finally Joe said, "I'm leaving." And I came down, and I looked at her, and we just sat in the living room, and I just said, like, "Why is this happening, Patty? Why did this happen?" And she went, "It's happening because you are on the stage now, and you need to toughen up. And that is why it's happening." And I understood everything about Hollywood in that very moment.
Oh my God, the great Patty LuPone. What a thing. And not the only legend you've worked with recently. We're going to be right back with Aubrey after this.
Okay.
We'll talk about